So at the start of the season, Adam, when Bielsa came in, you saw the players who arrived at Leeds United and who left Leeds United, and after pre-season, did you ever think that with 7 games remaining of the 18-19 season, that Leeds United would be second in the league and 2 points clear of third?
I certainly didn't think that it would go this well, to be quite honest. I think when it was in pre-season and we heard about the Bielsa or the move for Bielsa, I genuinely thought, gosh, this could be spectacularly brilliant or spectacularly bad. And I'd say that because I think it's really difficult for a foreign coach to come and who's had no experience of English football, either playing or managing here, and particularly in the Championship, to do really well very quickly. And he's obviously proved that he can. And there's been very few examples recently. Obviously, at Wolves it's happened. Jokanovic has shown success having done it, although he had played at Chelsea many years before. But he did really well with Watford and with Fulham. And he would have been my choice, to be quite honest, if Leeds could have got him. The last couple of years, whenever they looked at a new manager, I thought Jokanovic, because he can do it. But Bielsa has been phenomenal. So really has surprised me that it's gone this well.
Yeah, has it been the best season you've covered Leeds United?
Yeah, undoubtedly, regardless of the outcome, because A, the football has been sensational to watch, and B, I like the standards that he's set and the culture that he's put around the place. And for the first time and you think about it, I've been covering Leeds commentating on since 2005-06. You generally feel that the club is aligned in the right way, on the field and off the field. They've still got things to do and still things to get right, but it's points in the right direction. And for that alone, it's been more simpler to cover because you can concentrate on the thing that you should concentrate on as a commentator and a reporter, is the football.
What's it like actually, working with the club, and what's it like reporting on Bielsa as well? Of course, we know that he's done a brilliant job, and you hear stories about him. What is it actually like?
Yeah, I mean, working with the club has been a lot better in recent times, a lot better, because over the years it's been difficult. Under the Ken Bates era, where he didn't really want any other media outlets covering the club or wouldn't give much access to them, so that was particularly difficult. So in that sense, the job is easy. We're not having to, if you like, at one point we were having to broadcast some at the Peacock pub quite a few years ago because we weren't given enough access to be able to do even a pre-show before commentary or post-match, so never mind not having the commentary itself. So that was really difficult, and every twist and turn, the club is doing its best to make life difficult. That seems a long time ago now, thankfully. I mean, Cellino brought his own issues because it was pretty crazy. However, I do feel that after the mayhem of GFH, that it needed somebody with a really sort of willful sort of persona to clear up the mess, really, or at least straighten it out. However, the problem there for me was when you're covering a club that you soon realise that everything was looked at as a cost and not as an investment, and it needed cost cutting, but it didn't need to go that deep or that far, and the club could never grow then. So that was difficult as well, because you felt like the playing staff weren't of a great calibre. It was only really Berardi that's seen the test of time from that era. And then obviously under Angus Kinnear, since he's come in with Andrea Radrizzani, a lot more professional, a lot more slicker, and I think a lot more intent, a genuine intent to combine the local media and, where possible, I suppose, with the national media as well, to sort of engage with them and realise that there's a positive message coming out of Leeds and that it needs to be told and that it can be shared, and most of it is. I mean, I think Radrizzani is probably the first owner that's arrived without any real sort of skeletons in the cupboard, So I know there's been issues with some of the things he's done while he's been at Leeds, and people are trying to point to some of his business practices elsewhere, but ultimately I think the intention from him is really solid. I know he loves his sports rights business, but I think in terms of Leeds United, he's doing his best to deliver on the promise that he made was to himself to try and get him in the Premier League. But also things like buying the ground back. These things. You've had it from a reporting stance. You've had somebody that said he was going to do it, and he's delivered it. Everybody else said they were going to do it, didn't deliver. So you feel that you can trust the club that lot more, I think, than you could do in previous times.
Yeah, it's been an incredible turnaround. Looking ahead to the rest of this season then, got 2 very important away games coming up, first against Birmingham and then away at Preston. But after that 3-2 victory over Millwall last Saturday at Elland Road, how important is this period now, do you feel, in terms of how the season's going to to finish?
Yeah, I mean, look, 3 games in a week now. We're suddenly back into after the international break. So I think the complexion of the table could look quite different, particularly when you consider that Leeds and Sheffield United are coming up against the same opposition in the next 2 games. And then, of course, Leeds have a big game against Sheffield Wednesday. So by the end of these 3 games, you might find, especially if Norwich continue their rich vein of form, that there may be a bit of a breakaway going on for either of the 2 sides that are chasing it. Lots of people are sort of anticipate it's going to go to the wire. It could well do it at this stage, and it could be an Ipswich away job. But I just think I'm confident ahead of the next few games, and I really have learnt this season more than others just to try and focus on say Birmingham next, rather than keep thinking about Preston and Sheffield Wednesday, what might happen at Brentford or Wigan at home and stuff. So, but I am confident because I genuinely believe, Ed, that Leeds are the best side when they put their A game together. Their A game is better than Norwich's A game, and hence better than everybody else's in the division as well.
Do you believe then that Leeds United will get promoted this season? I'll put you on the spot.
I do, yeah. Honestly, I really have felt it for a long time now that logic doesn't always sort of fit in there, but I have had a feeling that it will happen. I genuinely believe they deserve to as well. And I think that the big difference for me, and I've sort of tried to convey this over the season, is that when you look at, say, 2005-06 under Kevin Blackwell, when they were always looking like 3rd at best behind Reading and Sheffield United, who sort of ran away with it, particularly Reading that year. Leeds sort of dropped into the playoffs on a really bad run of form. If they drop into the playoffs this year, it's going to be really unfortunate, but you still know that they're a very, very good side, and much as I'd hate it to have to go to there, because you're probably going to meet a side, if you're going to be the 3rd one that drops in out the top 3, because the 2 that don't make it, you're going to meet somebody that's on the rise somewhere. And there's some tough teams in there, I mean, even if Borough recover, that they're going to be like really a sturdy and doughty sort of side. Villa are in there, I don't think they'll hold on to their place. West Brom, who've suddenly had a little skirt, maybe the top 2, he's probably going to end up in 3rd, you would have thought. So, and then with the Sheffield Wednesday, or even a Preston, could even make then you're going to catch somebody on a bit of form going in, and Derby have certainly got enough players to cause anybody a problem on their day. So we'll get some mad results, don't they? I mean, they walloped Rotherham 6 the other day, but then can get beat 4 themselves. So so there's a lot of hope that they do it, but I genuinely believe that they will do it because they've got the ability, and they've stayed calm under pressure as well, and they've coped with being not only the expectation of being at Leeds United, and now with a huge fan base thinking, gosh, they can do this. Much as they also think, well, they can blow it as well. They've coped with that, and they've coped with being at the top nearly all season too.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it, and hopefully no wheeling shouts get in quite a lot of times.
Yeah, hopefully. Look, I'd accept 7-1-0 wins at the end of the season. That'd be fine. Yeah, look, we're all feeling it. We felt it before the Sheffield United game. There was a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety. Probably more so for the West Brom game, actually, after the defeat to QPR. The Millwall game everyone felt quite relaxed, I think, to an extent, other than it being Millwall, because they thought, look, they expected a win. That's where you sort of worry about the complacency maybe setting in. Not that it will with the players at all, but yeah, I think there's no way. I can't look at any of these games now and think, right, can you guarantee yourself 3 points? And then Birmingham need points. Preston are going for it, even though they lost recently. Sheffield Wednesday not giving up the fight. Brentford's always been awkward. Wigan maybe expect to do that. Before they go to Brentford, and then Villa. I mean, there's going to be something on the Villa game, isn't it? Even if it's not for Leeds, it's going to be for them. And then Ipswich will be down by then, but hopefully it's done. I'd like to think it'll be done and dusted, with the penultimate game. I just think to do it at Ellen Road would be fantastic. And if I had a sort of vision of it happening, then that would be great. But if we've got to go to Portman Road, a la Bournemouth all those years ago, then so be it. But wow, I like the tension is it's not unbearable because it's sort of enjoyable as well, but it's that dash for the line, isn't it? And everybody's sort of out of breath already, but we just got enough guts to see it through now, because I think what's interesting for me as well, both Norwich, Leeds and Sheffield United, there's not like a huge body of people or players in any of those sides that have done this particularly. We've all elements of people have gone up and say Barry Douglas sadly was injured and what have you, and there's people with vast experience like Pablo Hernandez, say, but you don't look at those squads and think, well, here is a seasoned set of promotion campaigners from the Championship into the Premier League, so it's who's got the bottle, because it's uncharted territory for a lot of players this now.